The switch statement is similar to the if, elseif, and else statements, and it allows you to compare the same expression with the multiple different values and run different parts of code based on which value matches the given expression. So in this example right here, we write the switch statement by using the keyword switch, and within the parentheses we provide the expression, and based on what this expression evaluates to, we check multiple different cases. This expression can be as complex as needed or as simple as just a variable. In this case, it's just a variable called payment status, and I'm simply checking for different payment statuses. So if the payment status is paid, I want to perform a certain set of actions. If payment status is declined, I want to print payment declined and then maybe perform some other actions, and so on. If no matching is found, then the default case is used. So if no match is found, then this is what's going to get executed. The default case is not required, so you don't have to use it if you don't need to. Note the use of a break statement here. We introduced the break statement in the previous video when working with the loops, and it serves the same purpose in the switch statement as well. To better explain how break works within switch statement, you first need to know how exactly switch statement works itself. The way switch statement works is that it executes line by line, but it only starts executing line by line after it finds the matching case. For example, these blocks here never get executed if no matching case is found. As soon as one of the cases pass the check, then it starts executing statements line by line until the end of the switch block or until the first break statement. In current state here, we have payment status equals to paid, and first case matches, and therefore it starts executing line by line, so we're echoing out paid, and then we reach break statement here, so it stops execution. However, if we remove the break statement from here, now when this case passes, it starts again executing line by line, it echoes out paid, there is no break statement, so it moves on to the next statement, which is echo payment declined, and it executes that, and it does not matter whether this case passes or not because it already passed the previous case. So as soon as one of the cases passes, then other statements get executed unless there is a break statement. Because there is a break statement here, it will stop executing here as well, but it will print the payment decline. So if we refresh the page, we get paid and payment decline. If we remove the break statement from here as well, now the next break statement is here, and then it would stop right here. If we remove the break statement from here, then everything will get executed along with the default case. So if we refresh, we see that everything is printed out. As you can see, this might or might not be intended behavior, and it could introduce some unexpected bugs. Though there are some use cases to follow this fall through strategy. And one of the use cases is that you might want to execute the same block of code for multiple values. For example, let's say we had another status called rejected. One option would be to just duplicate this block of code for declined and just change this to rejected, and just run the same block of code as the declined. And this would work, but it's code duplication, right? And we don't want to duplicate code. The solution to that is to remove this block of code from declined and simply fall through the other case here, which is rejected, and add the break statement in there. This essentially means that if payment status is declined or payment status is rejected, then run this block of code. If we change this to declined and we refresh the page, we get payment declined. If we change this to rejected, we get the same output. Note that the switch statement does the loose comparison. For example, if instead of the string representation of the payment statuses, let's say that we had integer representation or some kind of numeric representation, and let's assume that the paid status is equal to 1, and then declined status is equal to 2, rejected is 3, and pending is 0. Then on the payment status, let's say that we set it to 1, we refresh, everything is still working, the payment status is paid. If we change this 1 to string 1 and we refresh, it's still printing paid, which means that it's doing loose comparison and it doesn't check the data types. So this still matches with 1. Even if we change this to something like true, this will still match with 1. If we change it to something that doesn't exist, then we get the unknown payment status. Another thing to note is that when you're using switch statement within the loop, the break statement here would only break out of this switch statement and not out of the loop. So let me show you a quick example. I'm going to set this payment status to payment statuses and set that to array. And let's say we have a bunch of payment statuses here. And then we'll do for each loop, payment statuses as payment status, and let's add a break line here. We refresh the page, we get 3 payment statuses because we have 3 elements in an array, right? So that means that these break statements here are only breaking out of this switch statement. If you wanted to break out of the loop for whatever reason, you could do that by specifying the optional argument here to tell PHP how many levels you want to break out of. So in this case, we would specify 2, and it would break out of the switch and also the loop. If we refresh the page, we only get the text paid. You could also use the continue statement instead of the break statement, and it works similarly as the break statement, but it will result in warning. So for example, if we replace this break2 with continue and we refresh the page, and the warning is letting you know here that the continue works same way as break, and if you want to actually continue the loop, then you need to specify the optional argument. And in this case, if we specify the argument here, then it will just skip the iteration for the loop. If we refresh the page, we get all 3 payment statuses printed, but there is no break line, and that's because it does not reach this line right here after the first case passes, because we have the continue here. So it first prints the paid, which it does here, and then does the continue. If we added this before printing paid, then we would not see paid. You might be asking what's the difference between the series of if statements and the switch statement. And the main difference between the two is that the expression here within the switch statement is executed once, while the expression within the if, else if conditional statements are executed for each statement. And I'm going to show you an example. Let's assume that we have some kind of heavy function that performs some heavy operations that maybe takes like 3-4 seconds. So let's call that function x, for example. Then we can do something like this. And I'm going to define the function here, and don't worry about the functions yet, we're going to cover the functions in later videos. And to simulate that this function takes a few seconds, we're going to add the sleep here, and the sleep function here will just pause the script execution for a number of seconds. So we can say sleep for 3 seconds and then echo done. Also, we can return 1 for now. Because x returns 1, the first conditional here will pass, and therefore it will print 1. So the other ones don't need to run. So if we refresh, it's just going to wait for 3 seconds, and then it does done and prints 1. However, if we return something like 3, then it has to check the first if conditional here, then it has to check else if, and then it has to check another else if, and therefore it runs this x function here 3 times. It runs it for each statement. So therefore now it's going to sleep for 9 seconds. So if we refresh, as you can see, it's taking a while, and after 9 seconds it's going to print done and 3. And you see that it's printing done 3 times here, which means that it's executing 3 times. Now the solution to this is actually pretty simple. You can just move out the function call to a variable like this, and then just use x here. And now if we refresh, it's only going to take 3 seconds, and it will only run once. However, within the switch statement, it only executes once, and you don't need to assign it to a variable. So if we did the same thing with the switch statement, we would do something like switch x, and then case 1, echo 1, and we'll do the same for the other cases. And if we refresh the page, it's only going to take 3 seconds, and it's going to execute 1 time. So as you see, the expression here only executes 1 time and then compares the result of that with these values. So overall, switch statement is slightly faster than the if statement, but don't worry about the performance because it's negligible. But in the cases like this example, then you would want to either assign the function to a variable or use the switch statement. This is it for this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about the match expression, which was introduced in PHP 8. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.